Trust is not built in falls. It's forged in a shared adventure, laughter, and most of all, growth. These, and I do mean these, virtual activities are your gateway to be unified, engaged, and high performing, and having a high performing remote team. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss out on these eight, and I do mean eight, potential activities that could work for you. Hey, do you mind if I share a story with you? I remember the first time I worked remote. And I thought, well, hey, there would be a disconnect because, hey, hey, I'm a people's person. I like to interject with people. I love to have what they call that water cooler talk. And I thought I was definitely going to miss out on that until a leader had came along that took over for another leader because they got promoted, and they started having these virtual type events, and he made it so engaging. It was like, man, I really truly felt that I was actually on site. And the point I share that, it just made me think of, I said, you know what? I need to talk about some of those events that I did learn from him and some that I've done some research on my own. So I hope that you enjoy these eight, and I do mean eight, and then we up out of here. You know how we do. First one, virtual escape room. Now look, check this out before I know nobody wants to be put in no room, but it was so fun to do virtual escape rooms because it really created, like, there was no titles, so all the titles had to be left at the door. Everyone was basically it's a collaborative approach. And anything with project management, to have a successful project, as your stakeholders and yourself have to be constantly collaborating. It can't be any silos. Anytime I've noticed silos on any project, the project fails. So when you have the opportunity to do something like a virtual escape room, it really creates collaboration. It really creates what I love as well as problem solving. Because again, you run into a lot of problems on a project. Why is that, Ed? Because we know that a project is very unique. So, and it creates engaging scenarios. I mean, people start talking smack. The other team is like, "Oh, y'all never gonna get out of there. We're gonna get out of there before you." And you can see it, and you can hear it. And it's just like, "Oh, we gotta beat them." So it creates a sense of competition, especially for someone like me that loves to compete. And you get around other people that love to compete. So you create that sense of synergy and energy without even having to be on site. Point number two, online trivia quizzes. I used to leverage this a lot too, where we would really, just to spice up meetings, I would go look up for some like really funny quizzes to really to engage the team members, because you got to keep in mind, again, when you are uh, you're working virtual, and there's 13,000 things going on. You may hear the dogs barking, you may hear someone knocking on your door, or your phone may go off, or the doorbell ring. I mean, it's so many potential distractions, but in reality, it's no different if you being on site. Same things can happen, except for the dogs. But I digress. The point I'm trying to make, family, it really encourages, again, really friendly competition. And what I would also do there is I would split the stakeholders up, and I would constantly be interchanging stakeholders, because I wanted to keep the teams very competitive. So I wouldn't just say, okay, uh, the same. I didn't never want to have the same people on the same team. So, and it really also, and this you may not notice, is really individual. It allowed me to look at people's individuality as far as their expertise, while at the same time we were fostering a culture of learning. Now, this one I've never done before. I've participated in it, which is a collaborative playlist. So basically, what you would do is like, you go on Spotify or Apple Music, and the team would basically create a playlist. Like for me, it would be like the great Bob Marley or Jay Z or things like that. And I would recommend, hey, these are the songs I want to play. I'll look for the clean version, of course, but the clean version of the songs. And then we before the meeting start, like the first 5 or 10 minutes, everyone would get a shot to play their song. It's like their own DJ. Chipper chipper. Okay, you probably didn't want that. Chipper chipper. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, real talk though, family. It's a really good icebreaker as well. A lot of people don't even know, because you get to see what people's taste is of music. Sometimes you'll be shocked, because a lot of projects that I've led, they've been international, and I got a chance to listen to different styles and taste of music, and I would be blown away. And I'd be like, oh man, I'm gonna have to check that artist out. And that again creates conversation, because the reason why, a lot of reasons why people say virtual, being able to work remote or virtual as they call it, is not successful is because what they call synergy, the synergy of teams being able to bond together. So being able to break down those walls and create trust has to come with us being able to build a relationship. Point number 4. Now, don't judge me on this one, but remote coffee breaks. I'll say remote coffee and tea breaks. And the reason why I say that, because my UK folks, we will always do is it would be funny. And I said, what y'all drinking? What kind of tea you guys got? Oh, well, we got that English mixed with the cinnamon. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna have to try that out. Send me a couple of those packages, or where can I get them? Or can I order off Amazon? And we would try different coffee and teas and things of that nature. Like me, I love Blue Mountain. Shout out to my Jamaicans. You know what I'm talking about that. But the point I'm making is though, it really creates, you're still trying to create that water cooler effect. So being able to have what I call virtual remote coffee and tea breaks is always good. And and that was hard for me, family, because I'm somebody that when I sit down and I get locked into work, I really don't want to get up and move. So doing this, as far as us taking it more like, hey, look, no work for the, for the first 15 minutes or whatever we chose to do our particular coffee and tea break, and we were just going to talk with each other. We're going to build a relationship. If you can see where I'm going, everything is about building and growing a relationship. And that is what develops that trust into when you're actually leading a project and you have your stakeholders with you. Now, another one that I wonder if anyone has heard of, but it's called virtual travel tours. What is, okay, virtual travel tours? Where you going, Ed? Okay, just stay with me a little bit. Just give me some time. So basically, it's really about some of the things you could do is like explore a landmark together on different online platforms, or just, and then after that, let's say you go visit a particular platform, or excuse me, landmark online. Then talk about, hey, what were your thoughts around that? What did you think about when you were able to see the Statue of Liberty, let's say, in 3D? What do you, think? And, you really just trying to create that type of in curiosity. That's what you're building there when you're doing that, because there's certain people that haven't been to these various cities or even countries, especially, like I said, working international projects, being able to see different sites that they've been, that, they go to on a regular basis or has the ability to go to. And I'm like, wow, that's so amazing. Could you tell me more? And then you never know, when you get an opportunity to visit those countries, you're going to already have a little bit of a contextual backdrop of basically what that is. And you may just say, hey, I'm just going to go check this out because, hey, someone told me about it. Point number 6, my favorite, I'm a life learner. So here we go. Online workshops and classes. Now, here's my twist. This is going to be the twist. This is going to catch you off guard. Learning something new together. And when I say learning something new together, it's not even particular to what you're doing day to day. I'm talking about things like cooking classes, different languages. What's another one? A digital tool like AI, learning about creating different AI prompts. See, this again, it makes people uncomfortable, but comfortable enough to count on each other to build, to really grow and learn from each other, because that's what it's about, family. It's not about a Mr. and Mrs. Know-it-all coming in like, oh, yeah, I know that. It's really about breaking down those barriers, creating that curiosity, and again, you know what I'm going to say, building that sense of trust. And when you do that, you create a unity within your team, basically a team unity in which the team again feels comfortable enough to trust you, and they're able to share some of their experiences. I don't know why I did my shoulders like that. It felt good to me. So anyway, let's go on to point number 7. Now, gaming sessions. The reason why I love this is that there's certain games that you can play online, which is a multiplayer type game, and again, it creates that competitiveness, and also There's certain games that where you have to communicate to your team and communicate and build strategies. Like you can use breakout rooms, and then you say, okay, this is our strategy, and you guys come back to the thing. So again, those are amazing. And what again, all of these does is allows you to also, allows you to relax, feel a little loose and foster a deeper personal connection with your actual team. Last and final point, my favorite is rotating show and tell. I don't know about you, but when I was little, we used to do show and tell. So I would ask my mom, hey, can I take such and such to school? And so I take the thing to the school, and I can't wait to my time. And I don't know why I'm just doing that, but it just feels good. So anyway, I take my thing and I'm in front of the class because, of course, I'm the class clown. I don't know why, but I am. And I was, and I really enjoyed it because of the opportunity to do what I'm doing here, speaking. So this, to me, doing content is something that I've been doing, but I just didn't have the camera at the time. So I'm in front of the class. I'm like, yes, this is my Teddy Rupskin. Shout out to Teddy and his people. And what Teddy does is you hit a button and he talks. And after he talks, he does some other things that I haven't figured out yet. But this is Teddy. Shout out to Teddy. Boom. And I walk away. And that's how it is virtually. Just really what you're doing is just sharing your hobbies. You are actually sharing like recent experiences that you've been through. And again, you're really building a appreciation for people's hobbies, and you may find like there may be a hobby that you may be interested in because the way someone told it and the way they're passionate about it. Like, man, I did not know you read a lot of books like that, and you were really into murder mysteries, or if you were into business books. Like, man, I wouldn't even guess that. And so that is really valuable in those show and tell moments. And of course, it really builds that personal bond because now I know a little bit more about you and how you think at times. Like, man, I was always wondering why he asking me 1,000 questions. Thought, do you work for the FBI or one of the law offices because you like reading law? I mean, you like reading, books about the law or or watching 48 Hours or things like that in a sense. So all I'm saying, family, is check out these virtual type games so we can stop doing the old okey doke of which is basically, you know, doing the trust falls and really has no value. So check out these team building events. If you have any questions or comments about them and how some of what I would recommend, leave a comment or shoot me a DM in IG. You won't be. It's not hard to find me. I wasn't trying to rap there, but Edward Coke not dot Edward Coke Jr. On IG, and we just made a TikTok as well. Same thing, Edward Coke Jr. We're coming for everything. I want to really disrupt, as you guys don't know, or you do know, when I started this, the whole goal was just to disrupt project management in a healthy way. I want to disrupt it for the newbies as far as, because I feel like sometimes it's too complicated. And when it's complicated like that, people don't want to get inside it. I mean, don't want to take advantage of this thing that I hope that you'll fall in love, which is called project management. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout also putting together a newsletter. I'm calling it the 3Ps: project management, personal development, and I haven't ironed out the last P yet. We're going back and forth what that be, but basically the last P is going to be around giving you really tips that you can use and implement as soon as you read it, or that month, that week per se. So it's a lot that's coming. I'm super excited. I hope you guys support me. I hope that I'm giving you enough value because all of this is free. And I hope when it's time to support me on a level of really, trusting me of what I'm delivering, that is something that you guys can take advantage of and use it right away. That's why I do these videos every day, because I'm hoping that I can tap into 1,000, 1,000,000 people that really want to change what they're doing in their life. Maybe it's a career shift. Maybe they're in a certain project management role and they realize it's toxic and they need to get out. They didn't know that there was other opportunities out there. I don't know what it is. I don't know what category you will fall into, but all I want to do is support. All I want to do is be that sounding board. I don't know all the answers. I'm on the climb too. But what I do know is I'm willing to do the work, and you must be willing to do the work because you stayed long this far. So until next time, you know my slogan. I'm out.